Hello, can you see me at all? Probably not. I'm gonna guess you can't. But that's probably not gonna be much of an issue. In today's video, I'm going to try my best to teach you floor to chair and chair to floor transfers in a wheelchair. Now, there's a couple of good uses for this. So we'll go over them first, and then we'll get into the demonstrations and little tips and tricks and stuff. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that I've been taught. I'll show you the way that I've self-taught. I'll show you one of the professional ways that I've been taught, and I will give some hints as I do it. If that sounds good, then stick around and let's get into it. Okay. Obviously, you need to know why you're going to be transferring from the floor to chair or chair to floor. So, if you want to get on the floor, there's a number of reasons. First one is just to get off your ass and get on it again. But basically, you might just want to get off of it, get off your wheelchair, stretch your legs out, do some physio, maybe fuss your dog or something if they can't get up on your chair. Or you just want to be down on the floor. I sometimes find it a bit comfier, when you've been sat in a chair all day. But also, it's important to remember to be careful when you do this, okay? So, you got to be careful of pressure sores. If you're sat on the hard ground too long, you might get some sores or something that you don't feel. And that's never good. They can get infected and send you in hospital, So if you do any of this, just be careful and mindful of what you do. You can take off a cushion from your wheelchair or put a cushion down or anything like that. Just be aware of the surface that you're sitting on. Now, I don't really suffer with them, so I'm going to be fine doing all these demonstrations. So just know your body, give yourself checks over, try and make it a routine, to be honest. I know I check myself for any injuries, usually in the evening, when I'm going for a last wee or like getting ready for bed. And this is just to make sure that I haven't got any unnoticed cuts or bruises or anything that doesn't seem right. So, with that, let's get onto this fucking floor. So, just to make sure that you guys can see everything that you need, alright? So you don't really need to see me, you just need to see floor, chair, and my legs, okay? So, first things first is you want to make sure your legs aren't going to get caught on anything. So, for me, that involves me moving that out of the way, my little strap, here, a little bit muddy from a couple of videos ago. So, yeah, I want to make sure that there's nothing in the way. And then for me, I can kind of just push myself up off of my handle things here and just stand up normally. And then, just sit down normally, lower myself. If I need to maybe get up and turn around, I will do that with my legs. So I'll cross them over, so when I get up, I just automatically turn around and my legs just do that for me. If that made any kind of sense, I don't really know. But let's talk about if you have very little leg use, because that is also very important. Is how I've been taught to teach people who have no use of their legs. So first things first, obviously unhook them, maybe use your hands and something to get up. Then you want to edge yourself to the edge of your seat as far as you can without falling over. I don't know if you can see that very well, but basically what I've done is just got myself to the edge of the seat, pretty much just trying to make myself fairly unstable without falling over. Now I've got to just readjust the camera, but we're going to create a triangle, okay? So place both feet here in one position. I prefer this side, but for the demonstration I'm probably going to go this side. So you put your legs on one corner of your wheel near one of your casters. Now, better if you can have your casters for ease and forwards, but it doesn't matter, it's not something that you really need to worry about. So yeah, put your legs there. Now, you probably can't see this very well, but I'm gonna just put my hands on my seat and then one hand on the floor here. Now you can do it with just your hand or your fingertips, and then on your seat, and you're creating like a triangle. Okay, so you got your feet on one corner of the floor, hand on the cushion, and one hand on the floor. So like this, I can do a bunch of cool little butt shakes and get myself up on the chair. Don't know how much sense that made. I'm going to move the camera back so it's not looking directly at my crotch, and just try and show you again. So obviously you've got to be careful of the plants. So feet here, making sure they're not crossed, and then get yourself to the edge. I was already on the edge, and then put your hand on the cushion and on the floor, and then all you do is just lower yourself down, and then if you need, move the chair away, do whatever. Now some people who have no core motion will want to cross their legs while doing this, just so they're a bit more stable, but if you can or want to, you just keep your legs out like that, and yeah, that's how you get out without using your legs much, if not at all. You know, I don't really use my legs when I do that one. So yeah, that's just a chair to floor. Now let's do a floor to chair, get back in this, because you know, at some point you probably want to go and do something. So, damn, that's dusty. So, what you're going to do is create the triangle again. So, putting your feet up close to you, one hand on the chair. I prefer to put on this handlebar here, and my elbow on the cushion, just as a little tip. Make sure you're not going to get stuck on anything. Put your hand where you would do, and all you're doing is pushing yourself up until you're here, and then quickly grabbing onto your other hand and pulling yourself up. Now, that is a basic way of doing it, okay? That is, at its core, how you do it. Obviously, certain people have different variations to how they do it. I know some people prefer just to grab onto the chair and then just force themselves up. And I know some people prefer just to kind of launch themselves to the floor and, you know, just drop down. Everyone has their own way. I even know someone that takes a little break and sits on their foot plate. But that also does depend on if your chair can handle that without tipping forwards. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that was kind of quick, kind of easy. Hopefully you learn your own way of doing it, or add your own spin to the way I do it. You know, this is just the very basics of how I do it and how I teach people to do it. Everyone develops their own style, so keep that in mind. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, all of that usual stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.